Hi guys, welcome back to the Gamers Hall. I'm Chris.
And I'm Adam.
And today we are going to be talking about why killing player characters is important.
What? It's important to kill player characters.
Yes, very important.
Very important.
The number one thing we want to talk about is that actions have consequences. If your players think that they can do anything and you're just going to run with it, everything is going to be at the player's level or toned down to their level, and they're going to get away with it no matter what because the DM's just going to finagle it somehow so that they do. The players are just going to do anything.
And what this does is it says, okay, if you go all across this line, this will happen to you. You cannot just go kill every guard in town. They will capture you, because I will make it where it'll happen, and then they will execute you. There is a definite consequence for what you're doing. Or, hey, if you want to go fight this dragon that is definitely way more powerful than you, you need to all come with the realization is, I'm out for blood. I'm going to kill you given any chance and have no remorse. This creature is going to kill somebody for sure.
Yeah.
And the players need to know that.
Because if you lay it down in session 0 that, hey, not every battle or encounter is going to be scaled to your level. Not everything is you're not going to be able to do everything, and your actions can result into the death of either your character or another player's character. Then it sets a standard or a bar that the players know, like, okay, so we definitely shouldn't be doing this. We don't need to be murder hobo and just run in and attack everything. You know, it's going to present more roleplay opportunity as well, because, I mean, sometimes the players need that. And sometimes killing a PC will let the party know, like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Like,
we messed up.
Yeah. The DM wasn't joking.
Yeah, it sets an example. Very harsh example, but it sets one. And as a DM, you should be completely okay with that. It's fine. PCs should die. Probably regularly during a campaign, unless they're smart. There should be instances of ups and downs of power, of challenge. There should be times when a player steps over the line and should die. Or in some cases, do something so stupid that the only consequence is death, and it should just be okay. If they walk in front of a lightning rill in Eberron with it coming, the only thing should happen is you're dead. Why did you do that? You knew what was going to happen. You're going to die. And let them die.
Yeah. I mean, and also some of the best story elements come from characters dying. I mean, in Critical Role, when Talison's character died, the whole group honed in was like, oh, we got above our heads and we thought we could do this, and we were just rushing in with no plans, and this is what happened.
Yeah, it creates also epic story moments and punctuations in the story that allow the campaign to grow from, to flourish, or give a whole new avenue that people weren't expecting to go, because maybe now you have a revenge thing you want to do, or it gives that person that wanted to hold, like the 300 at Thermopylae, wanted to hold the line to protect Greece. It gives them that moment of, well, I know you're going to kill me, but how long can I last? This death is going to matter, and that makes that time much better. Because what if you're going to die?
Yeah.
Make the best of this situation, and players will do something much more interesting with that when they know death is inevitable.
Yeah, well, because, I mean, in earlier editions of Dungeons & Dragons, it really wasn't about just doing anything. Some of it was about, hey, I'm going to make a character, get to the table, and let's see how long I can last. Like, how far can I get this character before they die?
Yeah, first edition was brutal. You would die from lots of things. And second edition tended to be pretty brutal as well in the early levels.
Yeah.
Third edition, First and second level, absolutely brutal. You will die from almost anything. Once you get past that point, you're not really dying.
Yeah.
But in the last two editions, fourth and fifth, it has started to get to where player death is not necessarily a commonplace thing. For them to die, they really need to do something stupid, or the DM has to go above board, which is not necessarily the case. I haven't, and people, especially in fourth edition, complain to how the players can run through anything. I know for a fact, and I've run it where I had my whole group was absolutely afraid of gnolls, because they would, in fourth edition, gnolls were amazing and work really well together, but they were afraid that they would die, and they made choices to go away from gnolls. Fights that they would have been easily been able to wipe out, they chose to go away from it or to take a diplomatic action, so they didn't have to deal with that. And that's because they realized, I will kill you. I'm not here to be nice with you. These things are creatures that want your blood. They want to eat you. They're going to kill you. And they went, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm out. I don't want to deal with that. And they chose not to go do something stupid.
Yeah.
Or something that would ruin the campaign and end it quickly. Which later on they chose to do something stupid. And I killed all of them with
TPK.
They teleported into a lair of a beholder that had a bunch of other minions. And I warned them explicitly, if you use this teleportation, you know where it goes. I'm going to kill you. And they chose to do it. And I killed them brutally, without remorse. They died. They lasted 3 rounds in 4th edition. Which doesn't normally happen. 3 whole rounds. Like, I warned you. There was a reason there was a lock on this teleportation circle, and you got rid of it. But that's the point. They needed to know. They need to understand. At some point, you cross a line, consequences happen. Yeah. Or if you're willing to cross that line, story moments will happen.
Yeah, this is another one of our points, is that if the characters think and know that they can do and get away with anything, and that the DM is just going to finagle it somehow that it's going to happen, it's going to be a bad story. It's going to be the game's going to become very stale, and it's
very boring.
Yeah,
it really is really boring when the players just run through everything, and there's. But I mean, it's not great.
The thing is, it's becoming a trend that the DMs shouldn't kill the party or any player characters because someone's feelings are going to get hurt, or someone was really attached to the character, and this happened. It's like, well, that player made bad choices, and these things can happen. I mean, I was watching this one stream where the players it was 6 people, first level characters, going up against the cold-hearted killer. The DM basically told him, like, hey, this isn't how it's supposed to happen. You guys aren't supposed to go after him like this. And you could see in the DM's face that he is fudging rolls and he is doing everything in his power not to TPK the group, when it would have been better if he had just TPK'd him and like, you guys made bad choices. Maybe next time.
Yeah, it would have been much more interesting of showing, this is what happens. Especially on a live stream, that this is what happens. When you do this, you're going to die. And that would teach the players a lesson, and it might be even more interesting of like, now you get to see really what a NPC or a creature will do when they intend to kill you. Like, a vampire is going to kill you, but now you get to explain how he's going to drain you dry, or or even like the werewolf is going to rip you apart. Now you get to explain death.
Yeah.
And you don't get that if every time you're like, no, you'll survive somehow. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We don't want your character you've invested so much in to die. We want you to go to keep moving on. We want to get to 20th level. No, you're stupid. You need to die.
Yeah, I mean, I had in one.
I don't mean to be that mean about it, but that's generally what happens when you get that high enough level. Somebody's like, you did something really stupid. You need to die.
In one of the campaigns I'm running now, I was basically running Rhyme of the Frostmaiden. I ran her character in a particular spot that I was in, and I just called her the Ice Queen. And the characters went in. They had no plan at all. They just went in and was like, "Hey, we're eighth level. We're eighth level. Look, you can leave, or we're gonna beat the crap out of you and kill you." And she killed it was her first form with 2 Yetis. Yeti stunned a character, and then she went and just brutally annihilated the rogue assassin, or the rogue of the character, or rogue character. And I mean, the PC was okay with it, because he was like, "Hey, it happens. We made a bad choice. Our tactics were garbage, and this is what happened." Yeah. But like it that led to them making better decisions later on.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you need to do, and I personally, as a DM, I don't like killing player characters.
Nobody does.
I have no problem. Well, no, that's not true.
Okay, well, some people do.
I have met, running a game store, I've met plenty of people that were completely okay murdering their party at the first chance they got.
Oh, wow.
No problem. No crabs given, which is a whole nother like side of this of like, hey, don't do that either. But I don't like to do it, but I will do it if it proves a point, or even if it's very integral to the story that a player character dies. I'll even go that far where I won't give that player many outs at all if their death needs to happen. Like a perfect example is an execution. You have been caught. You are going to be executed. You have nothing else. You have the ability to get out of this. Try to figure it out. You're going to die. By the end of this session, your character's dead. You fucked up. So that's a whole story point of like, what are they going to do? Because I've told you, you're going to die. This is going to happen. You're going to die. What are you going to do? And then figuring it out. But because they know, as a DM, I'm allowing that to happen. I'm going to kill their favorite character and allow that to happen. They will come up with ideas. The players will group around. They'll be like, okay, we can't let him die. Are we willing to piss off the king of this country who's decreed the execution to happen? Mm-hmm. Because now we're bandits. You know, I could be a lawful good. There could be a lawful good paladin in the group. There could be a fighter that's an actual sergeant in the army. That people in good standing going, do we save our friend and our party member from this execution that maybe is rightfully so? Should we save him or not? Because Adam's going to kill him. He's made his point. He's going to kill this character, and stuff like that is what promotes good story.
Yeah, because one time I TPK'd the party. I didn't want to do it, but they kind of forced my hand. They were 4 or 5 third-level characters. There were 3 flame skulls in a room, and all they had to do was answer 3 of the 5 riddles. Mm-hmm. They didn't even try to answer one riddle. They immediately attacked the flame skulls. Fireball, 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 done.
Yep.
And I even tried to give them a chance. I was like, all right, I'm going to roll a die, and that's whatever die number it gets, that's the action that the flame skull takes. And I think I had used all the flame skulls had fireballed them by turn 3, and it was over with.
Yeah.
Or round 3.
And that's an example. From this, your next campaign will probably be better. They'll learn their lesson. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Or how about, hey, think about the situation you're in before you try something. Or they might go, hey, Chris, we're never going to answer these riddles, so we accept what's coming to us. We're going to try and kill these flame skulls, no matter what. And as a DM, you'll go, okay, you know what's coming, so go with it. And there will be no hurt feelings. There will be probably a better outcome than what it would have been normally. So it's very important, guys. Be okay with killing your player characters.
Don't be afraid to kill the PCs.
Don't make it just like your job. Don't do that.
Yeah.
As a DM, it's not your job to kill the player characters.
If their actions led to this, let it happen.
Yeah. Or if it's important to the story for it to be a high probability, let it happen. Or if the player is seeking it themselves, and for a good reason, not for just I'm bored with a character, not necessarily.
Right.
I mean, that can happen too. But as long as it's for a good reason, if a player character is seeking their death, let it happen.
They want to have that epic, listen, we can't do this. There's 100 orcs outside. I'm going to hold them off as best I can. You guys run away. Let that character have it.
I'm going to pull a Hodor. I'm going to hold the door. I'm going to hold this door. People will remember that. Their death will matter. Or even the possibility, because my favorite moment I've had, probably, and I'll remember it forever, is when two of my party members, one was in certain death. He was going to fly into the machine, and I think I've talked about this before. Multiple times. That's my favorite time, when they both accepted their death, and that saving their friend is the only...
Yeah, there was a 5% chance
Yeah.
that both would live. There is a 95% chance they were both going to die.
Right.
And he took it.
And there was a 100% chance one of them was dead unless the other one actually stepped up and tried. And they were both okay with this. And that was one of the greatest moments of storytelling I ever had, where you could see it in their face. Like, the relief, the high emotions of I can't believe you did that. And from then on, those two player characters and players were like best buds, teammates, like in sync, doing amazing things together. And there are two completely diametrically opposed characters, a goblin rogue and a human cleric, that for good. The goblin rogue's okay with killing people and stealing everything, and the human cleric is a total goody. But they were best friends, and it's all because the possibility of death happened.
Yes.
I mean, it's war stories.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Death creates a situation that players can grow from and make the campaign better. So, kill your player characters.
Yes.
All of them. Kill them all.
Let them know that if the situation arises, you are not going to hold back.
So, hopefully you enjoyed what we talked about. Let us know for sure down in the comments
how you feel about it, or
maybe your own stories of a time you've had to kill a player character, or a time your DM just utterly murdered you and you're like, well, that was fantastic. Let us know, and hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell, that way when we drop some more stuff down. Let's talk about this, build a little community around stuff like this. And if you like more things like this, let us know too.
Yep. And until then, guys, keep rolling them nat 20s DMs when you kill your player characters.
Oh yeah, crit out of nowhere. Gotcha!